what a little gem this place is. The thing about it is it's got a spring, there's a toilet, there's a place for fires. Look at this excellent little place out of the wind to set up a camp, and there's nobody here. There's nobody here. It wasn't that cold last night at all, so I'm surprised. And I noticed a lot of places in California, they're beautiful, but there are usually always a lot of people around, or at least there's some people. There's nobody here. This is really, really nice and peaceful. I can imagine the stars at night. It's so quiet. Oh, I just love this old stage stop of Fletcher. Look how beautiful.
Especially at this time of year when the leaves are turning.
And look at the water. It's like something that would come out of the mountains. It's crystal clear. It's a spring. It's a spring, so it's good water. Look at that. Oh, it's nice and cool. That's spring water. I'm not just gonna wash my hands. Yeah, I'm gonna drink that. It doesn't get any cleaner than that. It's good. Heading out on our adventure this morning, kind of going out to the Elbow area, Aurora, and Fletcher, Nevada, which is very close to Bodie on the California side by the Walker River. There's looking at Hawthorne as we continue up Lucky Boy Pass. It's a nice morning. Heading up Lucky Boy Pass. Now, Kelly, didn't Samuel Clemens, Mark Twain, spend some time up here at one point?
He did in Aurora, which is on the way. We're not quite there yet, but
right.
I don't think he went this way, but
yeah,
he did.
So how far is Aurora from where we're at right now?
It's not really too far. We got to go down the hill and over to the left, and you know, I'm not really sure the mileage.
I want
on
to think
that.
it's like what, under like around 20 miles.
I would
in
say
there?
that's a good guess.
Yeah. So we're kind of close. We could get there from here on this road.
Mm-hmm.
The road's real wide, everybody, because there's a mine up here, and this is a county road for Mineral County, and they make sure this is open because people work up there in the mine, you know, so they'll plow this to get the snow off, but once you get past the mine, if there's a lot of snow up here, you're pretty much on your own. It's hard to read this shot up sign, but it says, "Lucky boy, stay on the road." So Kelly, you're saying that you know quite a few people that have cabins up in this area.
Well, more property, and there is a couple of cabins.
Couple cabins, huh? Do they just use it during the summertime, or do they come up here in the winter also?
I would say mostly summer, but you know, maybe if the winter's fairly dry. they
Right.
come up.
That must be a real welcome getaway when Hawthorne starts to get too hot to come up here. I'm sure it's a little bit cooler up
Yes, it is.
here. So we could make it all the way to Bridgeport on this road.
Yes, we can.
How long would that take?
Oh, probably an hour.
Oh, an hour. That's not too bad.
Yeah.
That big hill. What's going up there?
That's Slide Hill in the wintertime. It gets all covered with snow, and when they keep this road clear, all the kids come up here and slide down on that.
Oh, how fun.
Yeah, it's fun. A lot of people do it.
I can see why. Heading up to the summit. Let's check out the view up here. Here's the view from the summit, looking basically west. And across those hills is Bridgeport. And those mountains there, those are the Sierra. So we're looking west from Nevada. And those high peaks, those are California from here. Really quiet. This is looking down at the elbow area of the Walker River. You doing pretty good, Kelly?
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
You know about my brakes in this truck, right?
Yeah, I do. Just take your
So-
time. Don't get going too fast.
It's a pretty good grade. I imagine these mining trucks have a little struggle getting up this.
They probably do.
It's a lot steeper than it looks, probably.
Yeah.
But it's in good shape. I think a car could make this route so far.
Oh, I know a car can.
A car can make it.
Yeah, I
everybody.
drove it in my car.
Yeah. So if you want to come up here in your car, feel free. Of course, in the winter time with the snow, it's probably not a good idea, but
No.
otherwise. We haven't seen anybody at all yet, have we?
Not anybody.
This is the time to come up here on the weekend. I mean, it's more popular, but there's no dust from any kind of mining trucks or anything.
That's the mine.
Oh, okay, I see it in the distance where there's that big pool.
Yeah.
Oh, I see it. Okay. Down the hill we go. We just passed the active Borealis Mine. What do they mine out there at the Borealis Mine?
I believe it's cold.
Oh, okay. So Kelly, what kind of big animals can people expect to see out this road?
I've seen bighorn sheep quite a bit. You could see antelope and deer as well.
Well, it's definitely the time of the morning to see them. I usually see them about this time.
Yeah.
We'll have to keep our eyes open. I'll keep my camera at the ready.
That's right. Get ready.
Every time I put my camera away, I miss all the good stuff. Do see a little bit of snow up in the mountains there. And we're coming up on the Fletcher campground, which is free. I believe Fletcher was a little mining town, wasn't it? A little
No,
community?
it wasn't a mining town. It was a stage stop.
Stage stop.
Right.
Okay. So basically the stage stop for the stages and the teams that were going from Hawthorne to Bodie.
Or to 9 Mile Ranch. Or
9 Mile Ranch.
You know, there's a lot of
Dog
different
patch,
places.
different places.
Right.
So we're coming up on the stage stop of Fletcher. It's up to the left. See that clump of trees with the yellow hues? That's it on the left. And it's got a spring there. And of course they needed that for the stage stop for the horse and mule teams. And it used to even have a hotel, right?
Yeah, there was a hotel there as well.
Interesting. It's super handy to have the curator of the Mineral County, Nevada Museum along with us today. And she's been telling me all the different particulars about the history and the different stage routes, where they are, and where these different little communities were, and everything. So here's the turnoff. I wonder if there's anybody here that camped out.
Doesn't look like it.
That's surprising. It's the weekend. It's not that cold. It's pleasantly cool. I might even come up here and do some camping before the snow comes. I hear some flickers. Flickers are a bird. They're, I believe, in the woodpecker family and have a distinctive call. I hear them, but they have to be around trees. So you think the cattails are taking over?
Yeah, I was just looking at that. Last time I was here,
Yeah.
we didn't quite as many.
You know, if the price of groceries gets any higher, we can come up here and eat those.
Yeah, we could. We could eat the roots.
That's right. You think I'm joking? It was $1. It was $1 for one of those Roma tomatoes at the grocery store. $1 for one.
One tomato.
Yeah. I wanted to get the potato chips, but they were almost $9. I found some watercress, and we were thinking about doing some wildcraft and getting some wild food. And she said a little reluctant because it looks like it's kind of mixed with something else. So she's a little reluctant to grab some to eat it. But I will say, not only did Kelly make cookies again, believe it or not, another type, but she went over to the store and she got me some potato chips. Like I said, the potato chips are super expensive these days. And our store, when they deliver, there's a certain brand of potato chips. There's one kind that I like. It's like the honey Dijon mustard. And somebody else in town, they love that same type. So as soon as they get those in, they buy them all up. I can never hardly get them. And she was down there and she bought me a whole bag of those. How sweet is that, right? Pretty. I love that color on that. Look at that, how big that cottonwood tree is. You know me, I love to come by these big older trees and just show everybody how big they are. Of course, it's seen better days, but it's still alive. I'm not sure how old it is, but I'm sure it's older than I am. It's been through a lot. We're going to leave this big, massive, ancient cottonwood, and we're going to walk over to a small building that we see over there. See it between the trees? I think these narrower trees are some type of a Lombardy poplar, but the bigger tree is a cottonwood, native cottonwood for sure. I'm curious about this little building. It's still standing. It looks like it's hand-fitted rocks. Maybe it's part of the station. The last little building left. Got some fairly new mortar. Make sure there's no animals going to come out. Oh. I think it's pretty decent if we could clean it up. I mean, we could clean it up. What do you think, Kelly? It might be a little bit better than my tent. You like my tent? Or you like
Well, I
this
don't
one?
know. I think the tent might be better. Those holes in the
Really?
roof up there might be a
This has got a little
problem.
leak on the roof. Or where the water was dripping, Kelly, from the roof. Because the roof leaks.
Yeah, quite a bit.
Needs a new roof. So what do you think? You don't think you'd be comfortable in this one?
No.
No? You'd have some free pets. I'm sure there's some little wood rats that run around at night in this one.
Yeah, they probably would.
Yeah. So these Lombardy poplars were probably planted by somebody because these aren't the native ones. See how they're like columnar like that? Just straight up and very narrow. And then if you look at the native cottonwood that's grown in the natural spring, it's big and wide. That's the difference. Oh, look, there's little spots right here. Kelly said she used to come up here and catch frogs. What'd you do with those frogs that you caught, Kelly?
Let them go.
Did you just pet them?
Just let them go.
Just let them go? This looks wet. I don't know if I want to go across
No,
this.
I'm not going across that.
Fletcher, Nevada. Formerly known as 6 Mile Station, this stage stop and way station provided services between some of the smaller mining camps and Aurora and Bodie, California during the late 1860s. The area became a greater importance with the arrival of the Carson, Colorado Railroad into Hawthorne, Nevada in 1881. With increased passenger and freight traffic between Hawthorne, Aurora, and Bodie, and the expanding local population, a post office was established on October 24, 1883, and named for H.D. Fletcher, the first postmaster. The post office was removed on November 30th, 1918, when Hawthorne, Nevada, became the mailing address for the area patrons. So here at Fletcher Station, one of the descendants of the Fletchers, named Curley Fletcher, was a songwriter. And Curley Fletcher wrote some cowboy songs, and one of his songs was covered by the Western singer Marty Robbins, who since passed away. But Marty Robbins was very famous. He would sing on the stage of the Grand Ole Opry in Nashville, Tennessee, and so forth. And I think one of his biggest hits you've probably heard was El Paso City. Anyway, Marty Robbins covered one of Curley Fletcher's songs, and that song was called Strawberry Roan. Now, Strawberry Roan is a color of a horse. It's a color called Strawberry Roan. And he covered that song. And then also, Curley Fletcher wrote the song called Nobody's Fool. So I'm just interested in going into the Mineral County Museum in Hawthorne and talking to my friend, Kellie Zuniga, the curator there, and see what other information she might have about this songwriter from Fletcher Station. I went down to the Mineral County Museum in Hawthorne, Nevada, and talked with my friend Kellie Zuniga, the curator at the museum, and she's got some interesting information. And behind me, you can see 3 of the paintings by Nevada Ben. The one with the gentleman sitting by the tree, that's depicting Curley Fletcher's song, Nobody's Fool. Hi, Kelly. What did you find out about Curley Fletcher, the songwriter?
Well, it turns out that Curley Fletcher grew up at Fletcher Stage Stop between Aurora and Bodie and Walker River.
Wasn't he a rodeo rider too, a cowboy?
Yes, he was. And he also wrote songs about his life and, his, growing up out there. And there's a person named Nevada Ben who made paintings about Curley Fletcher's songs. And that's what we have on here at the display at the museum.
I'm looking at a couple paintings by Nevada Ben, and the one right here is talking about Curley Fletcher's song. I believe the entertainer, the singer Jim Reeves, did Nobody's Fool by Curley Fletcher. I heard Curley Fletcher was a poetry writer too, not only a songwriter.
Well, yes, I suppose you view it that way, but he did have a book published called Song of the Sage in 1931 by Frontier Publishing Company in Los Angeles. So it was a well-known book at its time.
I'm going to read one of Curley Fletcher's poems while we look at a painting painted by Nevada Ben. And this poem is called When Desert Flowers Bloom. Tonight, in this big city, so far from the home I have known, I am filled with a sadness and longing. Mid thousands I am lost and alone. I am pining for my old desert homestead, where the moon and stars shine so bright, to again smell the sage and the greasewood, while the coyotes howl through the night. When the flowers of the desert are blooming, and the swallow is building its nest, where the high guardian peaks are looming o'er my old desert home in the west. There soon again I'll be drifting, when the hummingbird takes to the wing, where the restless sands are shifting, when the desert flowers bloom in the spring. I long for the creak of a saddle, and I yearn for the touch of the reins. I pine for the buzzing sidewinder and the free-running blood in my veins. I listen for the call of the eagle and the music of the myriad of things. I crave for a drink of the water that flows from the alkaline springs. I miss the blessings and the hardships, the freedom of the wild desert lands. And I miss the mirage that pictures a beautiful lake on its sands. I am going back to the homestead. I'm counting the days, every one, till again I can gaze in the distance at an amber and gold setting sun. I'm going to learn Curley Fletcher's songs, those two songs, Strawberry Roan and also Nobody's Fool. But right now, I've just got too much going on right now with getting the house ready for winter. I just don't have the time. But I promise you, I will cover those two songs of Curley Fletcher from Fletcher Station, Nevada. But I have one song for you right now, an ancient song written by King David. Only goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. Only goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. And I shall dwell in the house of Yahweh forever. I shall feast at the table spread for me. Only goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. There's some water. It's not much, but it's clear and it's flowing. Beautiful colors. Really like this spot. So pretty in here. Out of the wind, in the shade, good water. Watch out, Kel, there's some kind of a hole. There's timbers there too. I don't know if I trust that.
Yeah.
Let's walk back over to the spring. I'm walking over a rock pile of a foundation, trying not to fall. Out of all the places we've been, this is one of my favorite spots. It's really nice and secluded and pretty. It's got water, it's free. I'm definitely coming back doing some camping here.
Okay, that way goes to the hot springs.
Okay.
That way goes to Bridgeport.
Straight ahead. Okay.
And that way goes to Aurora.
To Aurora. We're going to go to Aurora. Of course, right behind us at this four-way would take us back to Hawthorne. But if we wanted to go to Bridgeport, California, we'd go that way. We'll have to check out that hot springs down this way sometime.
Yeah, I want to do that too.
Okay.